Morning, Trainiacs. See all this? You see this and this and that, and the layer underneath? It's winter. That means I'm either running in the snow or I'm on the treadmill. Kiss these nipples goodbye. Not literally. That's gonna get this video blacklisted. So, doing a lot of talking to Trainiacs, those people on Team Trainiac, and it being like start of everyone starting to get into some training this year. They're like, well, what distance am I ready for? Am I ready for stepping up to a half Ironman or even an Ironman? And the answer, yes. You can all step up to whatever distance you want, but your experience might be a little subpar or awesome, surprisingly so, depending on where you're at right now. So after I go out onto the frozen tundra, we're gonna discuss how you should know what distance race you should do and how well you can expect to do in it. Really procrastinating here. Out of shape. I'm ending the off season tomorrow. Today's the last off season workout. I figured why not just kind of open up the legs a little bit. And I did a 10K run in it would be about 50 minutes. And I did kilometers 8 and 10 at fast pace, like a 4:05 per K and then a 3:54 per K in cold weather. That hurt. I was knocking those, like 8 of those off in the race season. I'm not knocking off 8 right now. Oh, I'll show you something. As we're trying to fix my gut so that I can absorb nutrients a little bit better, this is a very go-to recovery meal right here. This is cold oatmeal. What you do with the oatmeal is you heat it up and then cool it down, and then it becomes a resistant starch. Just good for all the things that live in your stomach, the good ones that you want in there. Feed them, kill off the bad ones that cause stomach problems. I'm a mess. I'm gonna need a few minutes before we talk about how you should figure out what distance you do. Trust me, you don't need to do this. You don't. All right, come on. Good, Pete. Grace, hey, quit dawdling. Come on, Grace. Petey's in here already. He's your best pal. While the camera is in there recording, I've literally been outside watching Gracie dawdle and choose where to take a pee for 2 minutes. Go pee, Grace. Go pee. Every time. Every time. Go. You gonna go? See, the thing is, she thinks that all the rabbit poo that's in here are treats, so she doesn't want to pee on her treats, and they're everywhere. This is not a joke. Yeah, go pee. It's okay. All right, go. 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 Come on, go. There you go. There you go, Pete. Yeah, there you go. Literally 3 minutes of camera rolling time. Go ahead, lay down. That's your spot. All right, so as unless you are, oh, by the way, I love fizzy water, and NTK does fizzy water reviews. One of the most popular things on Instagram. Literally dozens of people are watching them and commenting. She rates that one quite high. So as you're thinking about what distance of triathlon to do, you start thinking, are you capable of doing it? Do you have enough time to train? Do you have the endurance to do it? Do you have basically the ability to go far? Do you want to do it? I think that there are three main things that you need to think about as you start considering whether you should be doing a certain distance or not. And what this is for is not for elite performance, like the super amazing top 1% of 1%. This is for the person who is kind of just a little bit unsure of doing maybe their first race or their first time at a new distance. So the first thing that you need to think about is, are you able to build up to the distances required in training? Now, what I recommend is for you to be able to feel like you got over the finish line strong. Not just finish, but actually enjoy the race, because that's what we want. We don't want you to limp over the finish line and not enjoy it and then leave because you didn't have a good time doing triathlon. We want you to make sure that you can get over that finish line feeling strong, and I'm a big believer in building up to an over distance. This means that in your long endurance swim, bike, run of the week, that you are building up to a point where 6 weeks before the event, you are able to go for a sprint somewhere around an 8 to 10K run, for the bike around a 35 to a 40K bike. For a sprint, somewhere around an 8 to 10K run, for the bike around a 35 to a 40K bike. For an Olympic, somewhere around a 15 to 17K run, around a 70 to 75 kilometer bike. In a half Ironman, we're talking around a 22 to 24 kilometer run and a 120 to 130K bike. In an Ironman, we're talking about 2 runs in 1 day, both of them totaling about 2.5 hours, and up to about a 6-hour bike. Now here's how you know if you can do that. You just start working your way back, calculating from 6 weeks from the event, taking 10% off each week, and every third week is a rest week. So you go like up 10%, down to about 60%. Up 10%, and you calculate it back, and if when you get to today, it says, all right, here's where you should be at today, and it's way off, then you know that you're probably not ready to step up to that distance. Now, if you don't want to go through all of that calculations, which is fairly manual, you can go to triathlontaren.com/training plan template, and that actually has just a really rough calculation of you put in how many workouts you want to do each week and what date approximately and distance your race is, and it's going to work its way back and suggest kind of a breakdown of a mock week and how long you need to go in those distances. And when you do that calculation, it gets back to today, and all of a sudden, holy smokes, that's way too long. Maybe you're not ready and you should wait till next year. The next thing is just, do you have the time to commit to it? And like I say, we're talking about getting you over the finish line feeling strong. For a sprint, I'd say the minimum cost of doing business in a sprint, just to get over the finish line feeling strong, we're not talking about time here, but just have a good day, is about 4 workouts a week. They've got to be the right workouts though, and when you're doing that few workouts, we're talking mostly about endurance workouts, longer, with some intensity sprinkled in there. For Olympic, we're talking more like 4 to 6 workouts a week. Same sort of idea, focusing on the endurance with some intensity sprinkled in there. And in that case, again, we're talking about the same thing, mostly endurance workouts with a little bit of intensity sprinkled in there when you get closer to the race, so that you get 2 birds stoned at one time. Same types of workouts for a half Ironman, but we're talking somewhere around 6 to 8 workouts a week at least. And for a full Ironman, we're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of about 11 to 14 workouts a week. You just need a heck of a lot more volume. So if doing that is like, whoa, way crazy for you, you're probably not ready to step up to that next distance and get across the finish line with a good experience. And the third thing that you need to think about is, do you want to? Does it excite you? That's the thing that I think is very overlooked in triathlon. There's so much pressure to go out and do half Ironmans and Ironmans and try to qualify for this and try to qualify for that. But in a lot of cases, people just aren't excited at the idea of, say, adding in a whole bunch of training at a time that's really busy in their life. Or maybe they want to focus on speed, or maybe you want to focus on marathoning, and the idea of also focusing on something super long is too daunting, so you need to go down to a shorter distance. Think about what excites you, what you're curious about, what gets you up in the morning and gets you motivated. Because when you start layering on longer and longer distances, it ends up getting tough to stay motivated. So you want to have every last bit of motivation and excitement that you can to keep you going and get you up in the morning. And if you're just doing a distance because you think you have to, don't feel like you have to. Just enjoy triathlon. So with that said, I recommend going to triathlontaren.com/training plan template just to get you started if this is your first time doing some training at longer distances, to get your head wrapped around, can you do it? Think about, do you have the time to get in the required workouts, and think about what excites you. And if you really want to get some awesome gear and look good, go to gear.triathlontaren.com. Link is in the description below. You can get yourself a hoodie, you can get yourself some training tanks, you can get yourself a hat, you can get yourself a morning Trainiacs mug. We don't make a ton off of that, like just a couple bucks, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to remind people to eat, sleep, Trainiac, repeat. Look at these two lumps though, just contributing nothing to society. Yeah, you caused me to delay filming this video for 3 minutes. You just blend in with the couch, don't you? Have some contrast, for goodness sakes. Look at Pete. He's all about the contrast. All right, Trainiacs, go out there, enjoy your training. Later.